Water tower?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
You know,
I have your email. I'm
May
looking-
20, May 27. Yep, so you're good.
So I just have to have it to them by Friday, I think.
And you got to have it to all the owners. That's the other problem.
Okay.
There's a certified mail, blah, blah, blah,
By the 20th.
by the 20th. Yep. That's the green card thing.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
That's okay.
So, yeah, so Tad, just make sure that is in the newspaper on the 20th and the 27th. And then I have it for them to sign tonight unless you have one electronic.
I don't have anything.
Okay, I've got it.
I can get it electronic eventually, but I don't.
Yeah, I'll just pass it around and they can sign it. And Whitney's here. When she gets a little smaller and shows up, yeah, she can sign it too. They already approved this, waived second reading, everything correct. Like I can just pass this around. The resolution from April 22 that set the $11,000 minimum bid on that property. I think that's done. I know it's weird that they passed it.
Yes, because you weren't here,
Where was I?
right?
Probably Florida. I don't know.
No, I feel like I was here.
Was he here?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
I think it.
So many things have happened this last week, and I was here
Yeah,
until.
I'm pretty sure. I wrote town council approved resolution subject to $11,000 minimum bid.
Yep.
So I'm gonna pass this around. You'll see it says 7,000. That's the appraised value. But when you look on the second page, it says 11,000 is the minimum. And if you could pass this around and sign it 2 places, and then give it to Tad, and then get everybody's signature when you can. And you keep the original, give me a copy someday.
Where do you want to start in this mess?
Which
With half
mess
an
do you wanna
hour.
go? Which one do you want to get into?
I mean-
Which- the hardest one, the dog kennel?
Is he going to be here?
I have no
I
idea.
hope not.
I don't know.
Spoke to him earlier.
Come on up here. I asked Jake to be at the meeting
Jake,
because
get the
it is it is directly related to wastewater. So he is going to be here.
Yeah, he said he planned on attending.
Do we need to turn him on?
No, that one, the light doesn't work. Don't know why.
So
So,
ready, set, go.
so on the kennel thing, you know that to set the stage, we have a contract with Elkrod. Our contract, and Jake, you interrupt me if you have anything that I say is wrong, because you're the mechanical guy, I am not. So I'm talking about words on the page, and you're talking about reality. So, so the words on the page basically say they can't hook up, Elkrod can't let them hook up, nobody can hook up to that system, and Casey can interrupt too, because he was involved in how that was all established. And we negotiated a formal contract. I have a copy. You can see it if you want. Without your approval, and they can't put any kind of waste through it that's not residential without your approval. It was not contemplated, at least from a legal perspective, maybe an engineering perspective, to ever accept anything other than residential waste. So, of course, our position is denied, but you all can waive those requirements if you want, knowing that you will create the potential for more in the future requests, I would say. And if you are going to do it, I would not do it without making contingent upon a waiver of remonstrance, so that if you ever want to try to annex, I don't even know where this person is, at least you got that in the back pocket.
Can we pull that location up on the map? So, because it is very residential. It's not, I know it's not zoned residential, that house, but it's residential all the way around it.
I believe Elk Road's classifying it as commercial.
Are they?
That's why they're bringing it to us.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a
They're-
commercial kennel, so yeah.
They're doing the right thing by not letting them hook up.
Right, but this is not in the town limits.
Correct.
It's
So we have no authority over that. It's hooking him up to the.
We have
city
authority
sewer.
over this.
So-
You don't have to let them hook to your sewer.
Yeah,
So if we didn't, then he'd have to put on a drain field?
Or Elkrod has to
or
pump it or something. Yeah,
what
or
he's
is he just
requesting.
or is he just denied a kennel?
likely.
He's requesting to hook up to Elk Road, and Elkrod pumps to us. So that's
And
why they have
Elkrud is
to,
prohibited from sending us that kind of waste.
So
What is the address where we at?
it is 8600 West 250 North.
So Elkrud's doing their job. They're basically saying we can't
It's the
send that
second
kind of
house
waste without
on
town
the
waiving all those.
south side, I think.
Yeah, it's on the south. Yeah, it's that one in the center, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like it. If you can pull up, like you can see all the residential around it. There's a field behind him, but it's residential on either side.
That's the house that just sold.
That house just sold. I had somebody tell me before it went up for auction that there were at least 8 different families that were highly interested and were going to bid.
That vacant lot, that was part of the sale.
That's part
So
of it, and that's
probably
where he wants to put it. Yeah.
West.
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't he say those south in his letter?
Maybe he said on the south side of the lot.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Yep.
I think
It's-
it used to be pros.
Yeah, it's not. It was pros, but it is. They go to our church. What is her name?
I looked.
They drive a Kia. Can't think of her name.
Give us a shot of the actual house.
What's
on
the
it,
name?
so
What's
she
the
can
name
see
on
it.
there?
Karen Kane?
Kane's. It's Kane's house. Karen Kane. Bruce. Yeah.
Not mine.
Somebody's looking for freebies.
Yeah, looking for.
So he's working on it.
It's kind of a nice house.
other side.
Yep, right there.
Right there it is.
Okay.
It's the house that pros won, right?
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
was a giveaway, and they won it in something.
Yeah.
They won that. Yeah, was it Parade of Homes or something?
Yeah,
They won.
They used to give away house
Yeah.
back in the day.
They did well on the sale.
So I talked to Jake a little bit about it because I had like putting aside anything I feel about a kennel facility and just like trying to be fair and looking at it from an environmental point of view. I had concerns. First of all, he says 19 females. 19 is a magic number because if you have 20, then you get a federal oversight.
USDA kind of.
USDA you get anyway,
Anyway, so something beyond that.
but something beyond
Okay.
that once you hit 20. So, but 19 females plus, I don't know, 6, 7 males. But if even half of those females have puppies at a time, and these
Yeah,
are
that's a lot.
bulldogs, you're looking at 3 per litter, but not 10. But still,
It's still 37, 40.
so yeah, our discussion, my point was like the high nutrient load that's likely to be put in there, the chemical load from cleaning the kennels, assuming they're cleaned, right?
Yeah, hope so.
Beyond that, I mean, I have kennel questions themselves, but I don't know if I can ask that, like, you
Well,
know,
I think you can ask
is it-
anything you want.
climate controlled. I couldn't find him when I tried to look up because he has a kennel now somewhere else, and I couldn't find him unless it's under a different name as having a USDA license.
Yeah.
And the other thing we talked about was we already have an issue with stuff Elkrid is supposed to be doing before it gets to us that's not happening,
Oh,
but we let it slide.
okay.
Casey's shaking his head yes.
Okay. And I am very curious at some point. You don't have to answer my questions, Jake, of course, but one of the number one things I wrote is what does Jake recommend
Yeah.
for the best interest of the town's system, ignoring everything else? 'Cause
Mhm.
that's his job.
So I had some questions and I reached out to the guy. He was able to provide me answers about what type of waste would be coming, mostly dog pee and poop. How you pump that into the sewer line. I don't know, but maybe he can explain that better. I had questions about the chemicals he's going to be using. Looked into those, and they seem to be okay. No concerns with those. It's I think, like you said, the concern of setting a precedent for maybe other commercial property.
And there's not, I called Robbie
Mhm.
and I said, I know there's a county ordinance. And so she directed me to that. And I asked her what kind of oversight there was on that. And she said none. And USDA has 80 inspectors over 16,000 national license. National. There's 80 inspectors for the entire US.
And since he's out of town, you don't have any regulatory authority over him.
No.
You only have authority over his
No.
poo.
And like I guess the thing is, like, how do we know like things are being done the way they're supposed to be done? Because there's nobody to oversee it here.
And we don't have jurisdiction to oversee it.
We don't, and we've had a lot of blowback over that wastewater treatment plant and uses that people thought were inappropriate and out of town, and that's just me. You guys probably all have an opinion too.
I
He
missed
didn't
how
think about this before he bought the house?
Did you read the?
Yeah, I did.
I mean, kind of.
Yeah, kinda.
Kind of, yeah.
You would think that, you know what I mean?
I missed how far away it is from town. I apologize. I know you
It's
already
just on
had-
the other
just
side of
outside.
850.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Okay, so it's
across the
close.
street from Laguana, one house.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it is close.
Yeah. It's close.
Well, that's obviously up to you guys. You know, I'm a hard liner when it comes to hooking up people out of town, so I don't get involved.
I feel that way.
Now the manager at Elkrud has laid out some strict guidelines for him if he is approved. I tried reaching out to her to see how she's gonna enforce those, but I didn't get a chance to call her back.
Yeah. So we don't know how they're gonna oversee it.
Mechanically, just because I'm such a mechanical wizard, where is this connected relative to the one big meter that we have? Is it that way, closer to town, or is it?
So if you go a little north, Bennett, they have a shed there on the corner of Ed's.
Oh,
No,
okay.
other side. That white
Okay.
building there, where
Oh,
they inject
that's there.
chemical before they send it to us.
Where they're supposed to,
It's supposed to.
but they don't.
So he's probably gonna pump into those systems and then go to the north and then back to us.
So
Yeah.
if we're asking Elkrud to
Yeah.
follow up on their stuff and they're not following up on their stuff
That
there,
doesn't make you feel real good, does it?
I don't know. Whitney, any thoughts?
I mean, again, I don't know mechanically how it'll work, so I can't speak to that, but I can't speak to, I mean, I asked, to be honest, I asked my cousin who's a veterinarian, who's worked with the breeders, like, do we know this person? Have you worked with it? You know, have you worked with them? And she kind of said the same thing, like, 20 and above is, you know, they're looking at being subject to national inspections and national, like, and the fact that they're trying to cut it that close to try to skirt that is concerning. I don't want to mess with it, to be honest. But I don't have any understanding of like how it works with our wastewater other than personal preference.
Tim?
Well, just based
Nick?
off of what, you know, what you were saying, you know, and a lot of what we deal with here is setting a precedent. You know, so where do you draw the line? And I kind of think we're there. I think the line's been drawn on this one.
maybe this is overkill, but to me, it kind of feels like a CFO.
Yeah, it's a mini one.
It is.
That
It
you have
is.
no control over, other than the flow.
No
and
control over,
and you
and it's gonna
can't
come
just
into
shut
our
it off.
wastewater treatment plant.
Once it's hooked up,
So,
you'll never unhook it.
yeah,
And if it's zoned commercial, that's even more concerning. Because then what is next?
I don't think, maybe it is zoned commercial.
Has anybody talked to the neighbors about this?
I
Not that I'm aware of.
did hear through the grapevine that there's a neighbor that's very unhappy about it.
I mean, I can tell you this, I wouldn't want 19 dogs next to me.
Yeah,
I know he says they're quiet, but
Mhm.
still, that's 19.
I thought mine was too, and there's just
You know.
one, and some days I just want to die.
Just to be checked during those bulldog, kennel is required to keep the same breed of dogs, correct?
Oh, good point.
I-
Correct.
Yeah, very good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, very.
You get it in there and they have
Zone H.
A2.
Oh, it is zone 8. so
Okay,
it's ag.
thank you.
Which is
Ag.
ag.
So it could be chicken, it could be whatever next.
Could,
Yeah.
could be 19 golden retrievers that are going to have litters of 13 every time.
And where's neighbor and you got 19, 6 to 8 males?
Hmm. I mean, he's going to be breeding them all the time. That's the point.
It's a lot of poop.
It is. It's a lot of chemicals too.
What do you?
Nick's always so quiet.
On paper, it looks good to me. No major concerns, but that's if everything's according to what's on the paper.
But all goes according to plan.
And hooking up to the system is not his only option; it's just his quickest option. So,
One thing he did say in his letter, which I wanted to point out is wrong. He says, or he implies, that Elkred has to force him within 300 feet. That is not true. Elkred has the option to forcing him to hook up within 300 feet. It is their discretion, though, to choose whether or not to force him. So if he comes here and tries to sell his idea on the fact that Elkred's going to make him hook up, that is not the case.
Well, I think he's going to sell it on how bad he needs the money
Okay.
because he's only working part time. And yet he paid over $800,000 for that.
Whoa. For that piece of property?
Uh-huh. I looked it up yesterday.
Well, you guys-
I'm not really gung ho on it, but I feel like Elkred's requirements are pretty stringent as well. That and maybe you can help me, but they've got to put in a settling tank before the grinder. Is that easy?
if I mean, it'll take a lot of money to do that, and that's only if the flow's over a certain rate. I don't know that she laid out what the flow. She has a number in there for what the flow.
It just
When-
says at the very least you have to put one in before the grinder station unit.
So that would basically, I think, work like a septic tank.
Building
Before it
sewer
flows
should be
out.
fitted with traps and filters.
Get the stuff you don't want.
But I
So
can't
it's
say
acceptable
everything I
flow.
want
You
because
just
it's
want to know
recorded.
whether you want to let somebody out of town hook in. I guess it's
Okay, well, let's just say that we say no. We don't have any say though, if about it putting that kennel in there, right?
not about the kennel.
That's got to
is the
go in for
county.
a building permit, right?
Yeah.
Robbie said she told this guy multiple times not to, but shouldn't do it.
Well,
Is that
that's a
already
tough one.
Elkred customers?
Is that what?
Are those Elkred customers already?
They're in their jurisdiction.
Okay.
They're only customers to the extent that they hook into their system, but I'm guessing none of them are hooked in out there.
I'm not sure.
Because it's just mostly just the lake.
The lake was all
Yeah.
we agreed to take in. So if there's other people hooked in, they're in violation.
Okay.
There's a map, of course, and it says who gets to hook in and who doesn't.
I was just
Nobody else.
and I was just making sure I understood the definition. They wouldn't be an out of town customer to us. They would
Right.
be an Elkred.
Right.
Mhm.
I shouldn't have used that language.
Well,
Okay.
and
Yeah, they're not your customer,
Right.
you're just basically giving permission to Elkrud to deviate from the contract. That
Does
says
Elk-
that to allow commercial.
does
that's it.
Elcrud pay us the same amount for every,
So they pay us
so if it's
based off the
commercial, they're gonna pay
residential.
based residential?
Yeah, the charges are based off
Yeah.
residential. It's a residential rate, so
That's a
each
big-
customer would be.
1 meter.
There's a customer charge that's based off the customer residential charge, and then the other rates are based off the residential rate.
Elkwood has to have their own rate hearings. That's why when we were raising our rates, we had to keep them in the loop so they could raise their rates to
Right.
accommodate us. So we don't bill them, I'm sorry, the customers, the people out there. we
So
bill
they
them.
don't have a commercial rate. I don't know how that would affect
They probably
them.
don't.
What
Or
about,
maybe just for this area, because they got different zones. Yeah, this is much different than somebody coming to you wanting to connect directly to the town. Basically, anytime you have a bulk user that's sending you contract amount of flow, typically they don't connect people without asking you to make sure there's capacity, which you have capacity, they have capacity in the contract. This one is very unique because the contract and probably Elkrud's area doesn't specifically allow apparently commercial. So that's really the only reason this is in front of you until council issue.
yeah, there's a clause in the agreement that says they have to approve it before Elcred can
Yes.
consider it.
So do we let this guy talk?
I mean, you know
Do
me,
we
my
ask him
answer is no.
questions?
I mean, but that's how I approach things. This
know.
is not a hearing. This is a request, and he can
Yeah.
watch you deliberate. But if you want to ask
Okay.
him questions, sure. But once you do that, then if somebody else is here and they want to talk, then it's kind of hard to say no. So use your own discretion.
You never let me have any fun.
Oh, you,
Okay,
I realize it's
All
your
right.
meeting.
I don't want to set a precedent.
okay. We'll have to have this discussion again in public. This is public, but not,
It
it's
is.
a public
Yeah,
meeting,
yeah,
so.
it's
All right,
good.
thanks, Jake.
Well,
5 minutes, what do you got?
Really, me, nothing other than I want to talk at some point about Myron's purchase. We can get that taken care of, and we have a resolution for that. I think Tad probably has it already. Maybe he pulled it up
And
for
so-
his special purchase. Yeah, and then of course we'll talk about Brandon's car at some point. So, which is ready to go. Other than that, unless you can think of something, the only thing I have is that resolution and to show you that we did get, with Casey's help and the counties, we finally got our piece of ground at own tax ID number. So now we can actually sell this without the right of way or anything. So it's on Beacon. If you really want to go look now, you can click right next to it and it says,
There's so many things.
owned by
that
the town of
I just
Shipshewana.
don't think of that we have to have.
oh my gosh. So it's done. I can pass it
Okay.
around.
You're
And we're
talking about
ready.
the property out there by the water?
Yep. So if you want to just at home look at it to see what you're selling, you can click on it now, and it doesn't come up as a right of way anymore. It comes up owned by the town of Shipshewana, and it's got its own tax ID number. It's tax exempt, which is good, and
So it's
we're
good to get.
ready to sell it.
Okay, so it is. you
Yeah,
are gonna post it?
he's got it in the newspaper on the 20th and the 27th, and there is a resolution floating around for you to sign right there that you approved last meeting that we'll get that done. And yes, the notice is going out soon. And, Tad has to mail, and he's already working on it, the adjoining property owners' actual physical notice themselves, so they will get that.
Yeah, there's
Between the 20th and the 27th.
4, 5, 6.
And then I think the decision, the time you're gonna receive these. You told me that we were gonna, thank you, Casey, very kind. And oh, you know.
Your world.
Um,
Thanks.
we're gonna open these, they're coming in here 4 o'clock, June the 10th is the last day for people to submit an offer, 4 o'clock, June the 10th. And, then you're gonna consider them at your meeting.
You just randomly show up and submit an offer on a piece of land that won't do you any good unless you're. Did you get this or just Tad get that?
Pat gets it. He'll give me the copy. when he gets.
Pass it back.
I will talk a little bit longer during the meeting, but I'll wait till the update on the allowances, the treatment plant, and then the water main break. They were dealing out there with one of them.
Wait, something.
But I'll try to go through as efficiently as possible.
That's all right. We'll just try to make a mess out of everything tonight.
Records notes for me.
Hi, Mrs. Horsley. How are you? He's got the red pen and you're in trouble.
Yeah, it's to remind me. A note to myself.
See the red pen at school? I used to panic, right? Got an A, it was in black ink, but if you got an F, it was in red. Here you go.
I got it.
Boy, goodness. 1 minute. I
I got an easy one for you, Kurt.
Oh, please.
And my fellow council members,
yes, we can.
Yeah, this is your petition, yes.
Yes, we can.
Yeah. I could if I lived here.
Yeah, don't leave it there and remind me. I will. I have a couple other people here that are in town. I could too.
Get more signatures than you need.
Yes, because you never know.
Because they'll call you the day of and be like, oh,
We got to do something about those.
I invite you to pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you again, Lord, for allowing us to come here, Lord, to conduct the town's business, Lord. We ask, Lord, that you keep us attentive, Lord, into what is being discussed here for the town, Lord. We pray for Whitney, Lord, as she's on her way back from Iowa with her companions, Lord, that you would have a safe trip for her back here to Shipshewana, Lord. Lord, we ask that you bless tonight, Lord, and that we get the town's business done and that we make the right choices, Lord, through you, Lord. In your heavenly name. Amen.
Having the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That's what I was.
make a motion to accept the agenda with flexibility.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And opposed? Easy peasy. Do we have anything on for annexation this week?
No, I think Terry is still circulating petitions. He did get some
He did
significant
get
ones
some, he
signed,
said,
yes. And the ones that I was most concerned about. So I think it's just a matter of when he's able to get back.
Okay,
Talking today, he's still out there. So.
yeah. I won't make you wait till last. Come on up.
Randy, you're trying to buy
I don't know how you got in front of the fire department though. It used to be the other way around.
Thank you.
So, first off, I want to say Mayfest went as smooth as it could have. Thanks to Tim and the state police and other agencies for helping us. Seemed a lot smoother than the past. We didn't have any missing children this year.
Because it was cold outside.
Yeah.
Well, still brought a large crowd. Monthly reports. Our guys are out doing the business checks. We've had a lot of bin checks, a lot of agency assist. Medic calls are up. Obviously noise complaints because we have a local citizen who doesn't know when to stop yelling at people. Hopefully she'll be evicted here by Friday at the apartments. And traffic stops are down. We're down officer, but we're in the process of hiring, or in the process of getting two going right now. So, I got Benjamin Yeager here. We hired him back in March. Stand up there, Ben. we got him sworn in. He's been through pre-basic. He's got the first phase done of FTO, so he's able to be in a car by himself as long as there's a full-time officer with him. We're trying to get him going before he gets to the academy. So they're enrolled in the August 31st academy, or August 31st when academy starts, and it'll end December 18th. We'll have 2 guys going to that.
Can you repeat what you said about him being by himself?
He's in a car by himself, but he can only be out in a car by himself when myself, Brandon, or Brian are out.
Or out?
Yes. So we have 3 phases. He got phase 1 done, which means he able to go in the car. He took a test. It was 19 days. We actually did it till 23 days. And Brandon said he aced the test. And so now it's time for him to get out here and get familiarized and do things on his own. So we're here helping him if he ever has any questions.
We're gonna go like compete for that #1 spot.
I can try. I can try.
I sat in on his interviews and I was very impressed with him. It's good to have you.
And let's see here. You said you wanted to talk about the car, or I just go into
Well,
it?
yeah, let's do it. Why don't we? Just tell them what you've done and since
So-
the last time and 3 quotes and all.
And talking, yep, I got the 3. Well, I got 2 quotes. One was they can't get it to me because,
Right. You invited 3.
yep, invited 3 with the help of Kurt, and I screwed the first one up and had to redo it. We got 3 quotes back, or 3 requests back, and we got one from Burnsworth Auto and Ligonier. They said they can't help us because they're no longer making 26s for the year of 26 for the EcoBoost. I got a quote on a black EcoBoost from Bloomington. It's not the color we're going with. We're going with the white now. It's just a basic squad car. And then the one we have from EB Ford,
He requested white. They
Yes.
provided black.
that's all they had.
That's all they had.
And then EB Ford was able to get me a 2026 EcoBoost from Virginia, brought it back, and they lowered the price from what West Virginia had to $54,433.72. That one is called Road Ready. It has red and blues already built into the grill, and surrounding vehicle comes with a speaker, and it comes with a control box. So it's going to save us money in the long run, have to buy all that stuff. So all we have to do is just put a little couple things in it, get it striped, and then get a,
This is a brand new vehicle.
yes, brand new. And it would be coming out of my budget for the police or major equipment. We have 2 of them. One is for 54,000, which I would use that, and then I would take the other 400 out of the other police car or major equipment, which we have 19,000 in that.
I would recommend when you're ready approving that purchase from EB Ford.
And then are you getting rid of a vehicle? Or are you...
We got 2 out here. My old police K9 car and then the Dodge Ram. We're getting rid of. Those are the 2 oldest cars we got right now.
And who's getting this vehicle?
Be Mr. Brian Bergman. I don't want it. Brandon doesn't want it, so he's next in line. So he's been working with us and he deserves a new vehicle. So I'm gonna give him a new vehicle.
Don't wreck it.
And this is the Interceptor is this type right here is what I'm
Yes.
seeing.
Yep, it's called a police utility. They call it that.
Okay.
That's their Interceptor.
And then what do you expect in outfitting charges?
We're still trying to figure out what we can see when we get it in person, but it's only gonna need a couple lights on the back of it and then on the sides. I'm not expecting a lot of funds into
And
that.
then striping and all that.
Yep. Yep, I got the quote for strap. It's all under my 3,000
And it'll be white, you said?
Yep, look just like my Tahoe. So that's what we're going with.
Switching things up. All right.
Yeah.
Just takes a motion in a second, and because Whitney's remote, it's a roll call vote. I made a note.
Go ahead with the motion.
I would make a motion to accept the quote from the EB Ford as presented at the $54,433.72.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. We're gonna roll call vote. Lyle,
Yay.
Tim,
Yes.
Nick,
Yay.
Whitney. Silence.
It's like red her lips.
Oh, there we go. All right, and I'm an aye. All right. And no opposition if we all voted yes.
That's good.
Thank you.
And the last thing I have is I'm going to put a new camera system in that vehicle. We would still have the funds out of the major, the police car major equipment. And with the car cameras that I have been told, Chris has been through this meeting and so has Ben, but they're slowly not making, or not making the 4Rs, which we currently have through Motorola. And they're not even fixing them anymore. You have to buy a refurbished hard drive if a hard drive goes down. That hard drive alone is $1,500. Just a used hard drive. Because one of ours went down, I got a price. So a brand new car camera system, including adding the limited cloud fee, because we're going to add one more camera to our system. The car camera and the 5-year essential, which basically means in 5 years they'll basically give us a new system like they did with our body cameras. They'll give it to us for free. We just have the annual cloud fee, which we pay every year, and that total would be $7,748 for Motorola.
Is that the public safety fund?
It is under.
Does it say PS at the end?
It does not. It's the 2240 200 445 020.
Thank you.
Did you get anything back from Motorola on their grant?
Nope, I have not. I applied for a grant. I have not received anything yet.
And is this anything of this run through with Bennett or anything?
Just the cloud.
Just the cloud.
The cloud. That's what we set up. It shouldn't be much on Bennett's side. Hopefully, we just got to get it installed when we get the vehicle.
It's a system we already use, correct?
We use Motorola. This is a completely different compared to 4RE.
It's completely what?
Different. It's new cameras.
But it's Motorola still.
yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
used to be WatchGuard. Motorola bought WatchGuard, like Motorola
Oh,
buys everything
upgrade.
else.
Yeah.
It's like an upgrade, basically.
Okay, so this is to equip the new vehicle that's
Yes.
coming.
Yep. Slowly phasing out the old ones to the new camera system.
All right, your body worn cameras connected to the in-car cameras?
Yep. And these are brand new. We got these in like September of last year. So
Brian's getting all the new stuff.
well, I didn't even know what they were. They just said we're gonna refresh your system, and they brought
Yeah.
9 brand
Nice.
new ones, and we got the old ones back. I was like, okay, we didn't pay a dime for them.
All right.
And that's a long quote. Have you read through that at all, or is that
The 56-page
Yeah.
protocol. Yeah, I've skimmed it and I went, no, you're either gonna have to just go with it because we're used to them or not. The dollar amount, of course, but I saw it was 56 pages. And
Yeah, it includes like the setup and
Yeah,
everything, and
it's
it's ridiculous.
I'm sure we're not gonna go negotiate with them. So,
Okay.
And,
It-
and there
it's-
was a discount on that
Yeah.
first page. They took $2,100
but I
off.
did see it, Lyle. Yes.
Okay. I was like,
I went, oh my gosh.
can somebody summarize this for me?
Just need the first 2 pages.
We thought
Basically,
you'd give
you're-
us a report on all those pages live.
Basically, you're paying for it, and if you don't, they're taking it back, and they're not liable for anything if anything goes wrong. That's basically what it kind of says. How I got it.
Just like all the other stuff.
I'd make a motion to accept this quote from Motorola at 7748.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. Does everyone understand the motion?
Yes.
Roll call vote. Lyle,
Hey,
Tim,
Aye.
Yes.
Whitney.
I,
There you go. And I'm an aye. All right.
That's it. Thank you.
Motion
very much.
passed.
thanks, sir.
We'll see if it's that easy for you. No guarantees.
I don't need easy. I'm not used to easy, so. We had a pretty nice month of April. We had 41 total incidents, 27 medical, 5 public service, 4 fires, 1 no emergency, and 3 hazmats. We had 48 incidents in April of 25, so we're down just a little bit. At the end of April, we had 1 more call in 26 than in 25. 195 and 196. So we're still pretty much in line with last year as far as calls go. Average response time was back to a more less scary number, I should say. Some of that is attributed to mutual aid fire calls where we have a 25-minute time of travel that we can't help. So that made me feel a little bit better about the last big 16-minute number, but it's something I'm keeping an eye on. Yeah, we added 2 new members. Maggie Bennett, she is currently in EMT class in Goshen. They should be wrapping up with one of our other guys is in it as well. They should be wrapping up that in the next few months or so. And we're still waiting on a fire 1 and 2 for the other new guy we have. So we'll have 3 new people through that. Aaron Yoder is another new guy. He is brand new to the fire service. So it seems our online application process is working. People see it and just fill out an app. The only unfortunate thing is it's on ZipRecruiter and stuff like that. So I get people from.
We can turn that off.
Please do.
Just to check.
It's not terrible, but it's just I'm getting people from an hour away, and I'm like, well, that's not exactly gonna work. We had a shed fire on Sunday. The guys did an amazing job. The house did catch on fire by the time we got there, but we got it put out in quick fashion, and we're able to save 90% of the house. So that was good. We did have Adrian step on the hose when it was being dragged and fell down. He's fine. He's back to work. He didn't miss any work. I did have him go to the emergency room just to get checked out, just to be sure. I submitted the paperwork to Melissa, so we're working through that. But he's in good spirits and he's back to normal. So
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Your hazmat calls, were those out on the toll road?
Right.
no, I believe those were accidents without injury, so it gets formulated as a hazmat call if there's
Gotcha.
a vehicle accident. But no, is there a
Okay.
reason for that?
I just wondered.
Okay. Yeah, no, we
Like to know if anything's coming through close that I need to consider moving for.
not yet.
Okay.
Amazed.
I know, right?
Any other questions on the reports?
Nope.
Going into the big one, we are looking to trade in all of our extrication tools, the tools we use to cut and pry people out of cars. A few of our sets are right around 10 years old. The other set is a little bit newer. Yeah, there's some description here. We demoed the new tools we're getting. They're considerably better than the ones we have now, just because of updates and speed, and yeah, they're better. And they take the same M18 batteries that we currently have on all of the trucks. What our current tools have is the M28, I believe it is. We can't get chargers for those locally, and the batteries are now from China. So Genesis still has them available, but they're not the same as they used to be. Milwaukee doesn't support the M28 platform anymore, so it's only a matter of time until we're unable to get stuff for it. Our thought is if we can trade them in now for the good trade-in price that we get, we'll be further ahead than waiting another 5 years, and then they'll be worth absolutely nothing, and then worse. That price will go down, price of the new tool will go up. So what we're looking for right now, and Kurt was kind enough to draw us up a purchase ordinance for the whole thing. We have a local private donor that is donating that amount. I don't really want to say their name
Right.
here, but if you guys want to know, I'll gladly share after the meeting. So coming from the gift fund, which was approved by the department, would be $87,279.25. The total purchase price for all 10 of the tools is the $175,979.25. This $205,000 number is if we were to buy the tool one at a time. We're not, so they're giving us a substantial discount by getting a bunch of them and trading all of our, some of that price difference comes from trading our tools in. They're able to go through, service them, and then use them for parts, or I don't know what they're gonna do with them, but yeah. To me, it looks like a really, financially responsible option that we have right now. Means that we are close to the end of life on what we do have with the current standards, so.
And we've kind of learned if you wait until you're past the end of life, it gets ugly.
So yeah, looking for approval to pay for those tools to Genesis from the gift fund.
And
Yeah, I'm just gonna supplement what Myron has said. Everything he said is accurate. And I appreciate him working with us because it can get confusing and there's statutory issues to deal with here because he is going with a sole source supplier and somebody that has compatible equipment, which, as he found out in his research, which was absolutely spot on, there is an exception to the public purchasing laws that allows you to go directly to this purchaser with an ordinance, with your approval, that recognizes the fact that this is a sole source supplier and that it's compatible equipment. So we put that language in here. Myron gave me what I needed to be able to do that in an email. That basically his representations and warranties to us are that in fact that is the case, because we don't know and you probably don't know, but he does or should know. And so based on his representations, we believe that this ordinance is appropriate. It makes those findings. He's had a chance to review it. I think he found it to be acceptable. We included the trade-in price, the 26,000. Was it even 26,500? Yep. And minor little diversion here, just for every time we deal with a trade-in, we always have to tell you, even though it's not something that should scare you away. Just be aware. There is no law in Indiana that allows for a trade-in. Whether it be for police, fire, any kind of equipment. 522, which is a statute we use to purchase items, doesn't speak to the trade-in issue. There's some State Board of Accounts, and I have a memo on it if you ever want to read it, but opinions. And what we have found is that the state has tried over the years to pass a law that basically allows what you're going to do statutorily. They just never have for some reason. Of course, people do it all the time. We have done our research and have never found anybody getting written up for a trade-in or getting prosecuted for a trade-in. But I just want you to know that there isn't any statute that says you can do this. What does the statute say? It says you're to dispose of it in this manner, and that basically involves selling it. So why the state hasn't bridged that gap is beyond me. It seems silly to me. But they still require us to put things in the newspaper, which seems silly to me too. So I'm telling you that only for the record so that you're aware that there is no statutory language that allows you to actually trade, but there's also nothing that says you cannot. And there's no, even though state board's position is that a trade-in is not authorized by statute, I don't know of anybody that's ever been prosecuted for it, and I've never seen anybody get written up in my 35 years of doing this. So we see municipalities do it all the time, and so until the State Board of Accounts says you can't do it to us, I think it's a safe, and we've done everything we can in here to try and tailor it in such a way that it fits within the public disposition statutes for the purpose of getting rid of the equipment. So anyway, all that being said, I would recommend that you consider approving this ordinance, which essentially does everything that Myron has told you.
That was my question, was
it also
approve the
approves the
ordinance
purchase.
versus the
Yeah, the ordinance includes the purchase and the trade.
this doesn't have a
A.
letter, is it A?
A.
Sorry.
I would say that.
So the total cost is
That were
175.
175.
Didn't you? Oh, you got it on your.
979.
right. I mean,
They've got
I
it
see
full.
that,
Yeah.
but is that with the donation and with the deduction?
No, the total
Is over
cost.
200,000.
No, the total cost that we will be spending out of the fire department gift fund is the $87,279. The total cost of the equipment is the 175. The donations bring it down to the 87.
The 25 comes off and brings it to 175. So between the 87 and the
No,
175.
the 26 and the 65 bring it from 175 to 87.
Okay, so the trade-ins on top.
The 205 to 175 was just Genesis saying, we
Since you're buying
appreciate
it
you
all.
buying all of our tools at one time.
Oh, gotcha.
Here's
Okay.
a nice discount. And
Yeah.
trading, it's the package deal. That's what we were going with from doing it all at once, and they appreciate our effort to try to make it easier for them. Individually, like one of our tools, they're salty, like they, as that price reflects.
You with that, Nate?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
I make a motion to accept the ordinance number 2026-5-13-A.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve that ordinance. Does everyone understand the ordinance?
Yes.
All right. Roll call vote. Lyle?
A.
Tim?
Aye.
Nick?
Aye.
Whitney? I heard it. I saw it. All right, and an eye for me also. These are tough. All right, so motion passed, unanimous vote.
Thank you very much. We appreciate all the things that you do for us.
Thank you.
One last thing, we had our yearly pump test on all the trucks and the inspection / service on our tankers, so our 3 pumpers and our 2 tankers. As I walked into my office this afternoon to come here, they sent me the invoice, so I'd like to get that approved for payment. Pump testing, they capacity test it, they overload test, they basically test our fire truck to make sure that they'll do fire trucky things when we want them to do fire trucky things. It's from Dunny's Pump Service, paying from income tax vehicle repair and maintenance for $3,461.10.
Paid out of where? I'm sorry.
The public safety or
Public safety. Yeah.
public safety, sorry, vehicle repair and maintenance.
Public safety.
So moved.
Second.
Yeah, I have a motion and a second. Any questions on that motion? Roll call. Lyle? Tim?
Aye.
Nick?
Aye.
Whitney?
I,
Hey, I heard her that time. And an eye for me as well. All right.
Awesome, thank you. Anything else for me?
I did see your note on the bottom that I missed. So, if you want to meet with Nick and I, we can
That's
talk.
fine. We can just, I don't think it's emergent, but I do want to
Okay.
get it taken care of at some point.
Yep,
so.
sure.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay. Oh, look at all these SRF things all in a row. Hi, Casey.
Hello, thank you. I will, I have a few updates, a few action items, a few items that I want to ask council to consider. First one will be probably the simplest. This is a pay application. This is for R. Yoder Construction. This is, again, for the SRF project. This is the project A for the treatment plant. This is actually pay application number 9. Total amount $652,555. We reviewed this as well as my on-site inspector, Christine. We would recommend council consider this for payment. As you can see, a lot more work's being done by the size of the invoices.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Lyle?
Aye.
Tim?
Aye.
Nick?
Aye.
Whitney? And I from me.
Thank you. The next item, this is, I'm actually going to ask council to consider this under the agenda item, wastewater treatment plant update. There's a few items there. One item that we did here in the last 30 days, we updated your MPDS permit for the wastewater plant. as part of that, one of the new requirements is you have to complete a life cycle cost benefit analysis, a capital asset management plan, a cybersecurity plan. The good part is, in order to go through SRF and get your IDEM permit,
say we
you've
have most
already
of that,
you've already
right?
done
Yeah.
those. We've already done the certifications, but to make it simple, IDEM's asked that it be signed by Christine and Jake under another certification and notarized. So I'll give this to Kurt and Christine, but basically we would ask council to consider, or at least a motion to have that signed by the town, Christine and Jake.
So moved.
Second.
Great. I have a motion and a second. Lyle?
Aye.
Tim?
Aye.
Nick?
Aye.
Whitney? There we go. And I from me.
All right, thank you. And then I'll pass this around. This is concerning the next item, the allowance authorization. At the same time, I thought I'd provide council an update on the projects. Since it's really not an action item, it's more of an update, and I didn't
If
get
not, we
this.
can share one.
Try to go through this as quickly as possible. I don't think you guys got this before.
Not in
Oh, you did?
No, I'm asking. It's not in.
No, it's not in your packet. I apologize. I added it to the agenda, but it wasn't something you could review, so I may take a few minutes here just to go through it.
Go
But
ahead.
again, so just real quick, I think it's important for council to keep in mind, when you did the SRF project, you closed on a loan for an X amount of dollars, and it included paying DLZ, paying for some non-construction costs, but then it also included paying our Yoder for the treatment plant, API for the pump station project. Each one of those contracts, we have a set amount, and within each one of those, we have allowances for stuff that could go under, deducts, adders. But then in addition to that, you have a contingency in that project amount. So SRF, if you recall, we talked about for that 20 million, I think they set aside 800 or 900,000. We're not talking about that on any of this stuff. We're not getting into that. Probably next summer, next spring, we'll work with Terry and Jake, and we'll come up with a list of items that when we get closer to the end of the project to say, we believe you're going to have this much left. Here's some items to consider. Okay, so we're not talking about change orders to extend the amount. We're not talking about getting in the contingency at this point. So our goal is to leave that untouched. Okay, if we do a change order, we would get into that. Okay, what we're talking about here is your allowances at the treatment plant. So if you look at this sheet right here, I just passed it out.
It's in there.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. So if you look, your contract with our Yoder is basically $18 million plus or minus. Within that, if you look down on under line item number A on the bottom right of that table, you can see we have some allowances in there for items we can add during construction. We have a general work allowance of $300,000. We have a utility service allowance there in black of $70,000. Unsuitable soils. So if we run into some unsuitable soils, there's an amount there we can use. And then there's also a system integration allowance. That's just a number for Middlebury Electric. So if you use those are part of the project. If you don't use them, you do a deduct change order. But either way, you got to use the money on wastewater stuff. So that's why you put the allowance in there. Right now, you can see in red what you have left is about $336,000. So what that means is we have a $336,000 plus or minus dollar budget before we exceed the RE order contract amount. With that being said, if you go up to the line items, are the items you've approved to date. You approved the Middlebury allowance. I think that was a couple meetings ago, and that was a set amount because they're your system integrator. You approved allowance number 2, but as you can see there, right now we're working with the contractor. We talk about these in our construction meetings with Jake and Terry on some other items. You can see we're asking for. There's an existing administration building down there that we're gonna do some additional ceiling work on. Existing headworks. That's a building we're going to keep, so we're going to try to redo the siding. So those are items that we're going to be asking for prices for and bring those back to council to consider. The thing is, some of these items happen like that. So we got to give the contractor the initiative to move forward. And we talk about these at our bi-weekly meetings. So we'll continue to bring these in front of council, but right now you can see we're about 336,000 under budget. The one item that the contractor's proposing at the next pay application is item number 3. You can see auger cast pile installation grout overages. It's basically $50,000. Okay, so what I wanted to explain is what is that? Okay.
Ooh, goodness.
So what we're proposing is that comes out of the allowance, and if you go to the second sheet, it's kind of a graphic that I'll maybe update this every other month, but you can see where those different allowances are at. But this particular allowance is in see that number 3 on that circle structure. That's a big that's not a big concrete structure, but it's relatively a big concrete structure, 18 foot deep, and naturally this whole site has high water, bad soils. So what we had to do when we designed this, if you go to the last sheet, again, just so everybody understands where that cost is at, if you go to the last sheet, this is the work allowance that will be part of the next pay application, is that when we design that structure, so what that is we cut the structure in half. But you see all that stuff in yellow? Those are auger cast piles. So what we do there is a contractor digs down to a certain level, 18 foot deep, and then they drill a post hole in the ground. They fill it with grout, and then when they fill it with grout, they push this big rebar cage into it, and it could be 10 feet long, 20 foot long. Well, during bidding, we got soil geotech considerations, and it tells us what the soil characteristics are. So what we did is, based on that, we made an assumption, because when you do that, you have to field test every one of those. So we in the base bid, we told the contractor that you need to assume a certain depth, a certain diameter, and a certain pressure against the soils, and then they have to field test all 90 of these, I think, plus or minus. There's a bunch of them. Well, when they do that, they got to get to a certain point, and then we say it's good. And we tell them you need to account for at least 130% of the grout. So if we say there's 10 cubic yards of grout, and that all of those, that you need to account for 13 cubic yards. Well, they exceeded that amount by quite a bit because the soil conditions were that bad. Basically, they exceeded it by, originally they tried to get like 65,000. We negotiated that down to 50 because they wanted to get, they didn't use the right percentage, and also they have to do test holes, and they did a couple wrong. So we had to tell them, we're not paying you for that. Regardless, they used additional grout on all of that structure. So it's not technically a change order in terms of adding cost to the project, but it is an item that in our review of it, it is an addition to the cost of what they bid on of that 130% of grout. So it's not necessarily an action item tonight because the work's already been done. They do it as they go, and they record it, and then they give us the data. It's just something at the next pay application, that item will be on the pay application, and it will accompany a work allowance for that amount of money.
Did they use enough grout?
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah. That's why that amount is there.
Yeah.
So I know that's a long-winded discussion, but most of these other items are items we're adding for whatever reason. That's an item that basically exceeded the base bid amount of what we asked the contractor to bid on.
Makes sense.
Questions, comments, concerns, complaints?
Just a clarifying question. I think you mentioned what kind of buffer or safety net you build into it. Can you remind me what that is?
Into that particular item?
The whole project.
Oh,
Like
so
800,000?
yeah, so basically there's a couple different ways to answer that. The first one is you have I'm going to use round numbers. You have an $18 million wastewater plant. You have a $1.5 million pump station project. Okay. Within both of those, and you took a loan for it, you have $900,000 set aside from SRF. If we go over on those two projects, we can use that contingency amount. Okay. And SRF does that. They try to make that big enough so that if we run over, you don't have to go back and get another bond to cover $200,000. So you have that amount. Our goal on this is not to get into that, so I can work with Jake and Terry to put some stuff back into the project, okay? And that amount is something that SRF kind of dictates. What we're talking about here with the allowances and that wastewater treatment plan of 18 million, this number's already in there. Okay, it's kind of like a 1 to 2% buffer that we work with a contractor if we change the equipment or if we got to redo some wiring. And we discuss it at every one of our meetings, but it's like a 1 to 2% buffer within the project that we can use without doing a change order to extend the price. So, and then the pump station has it as well. So it's different than the road projects. I explained this to Terry, because on the road projects that I bring to you, it has estimated quantities, and if they go under or they go over, you just pay them for the quantities installed. For these type of projects, you have a lump sum amount. So what you try to do is not have 10 change orders that are deduct or adders.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't mean to get too much in the weeds, but
No,
I
that's
wanted
okay.
to make sure you understood.
Everybody needs to understand.
Yep.
I appreciate it.
So that one will, those are some ones we're working on. And then this one is concerning the
Thank
water.
you, Bennett.
This one is concerning the water main relocation that I think brought up. We talked about the last meeting. You've probably seen. This is concerning, this could either be remember on the pump stations, you have two projects. You have the rehab project that EPI is doing that's being paid for by TIF/water, and then you have the SRF project. This is
Unrestricted, yeah, unrestricted.
understood, yeah. So where we're at is, we're calling it one of ways. It's directly south of, I think is it Mr. Wrench? Where it's
The old Mr. Wrench.
the old Mr. Wrench. So if you go by there, they started excavation a 3 weeks ago, started putting in dewatering wells. One of the water mains that was thought to be under the sidewalk wasn't marked. It was hit. They had to repair that, put a valve in, replace the water main. That amount was plus or minus $9,800. But then the issue is that water main is in the area where the lift station's going to go. So if you flip to the next page, we have to, and I talked to Terry about this, the hole's excavated, we had to move forward, but basically we made a minor adjustment in green to the lift station, but we have to reroute the water main around the pump station. And also there's a fiber line in there as well that was installed during the state route project that we didn't know about. They were going to have extensive relocation costs. Naturally, we don't want to get an easement at this point of the game. So we need to relocate the water main. The issue is in order to relocate that water main, we have to shut down that water main. And we got all of this south end of the site of the town that's on that 112-inch line, which is a pretty good sized line, but if you remember, that's the line that we had the brakes on a couple of years ago. So we didn't want that line, this side of town to be on that one straw for 2 to 3 weeks. So what they've actually included in there is a cost to just temporarily have a water line in there while they're doing their excavation. Because that excavation, they got to put a metal box down, they put the concrete structure in, and then they pull the metal box out. We don't want that permanent water main there to be there when they're doing that, because it could disrupt the joints, or maybe 5 years from now it shows up and it'd be hard for us to prove it was a contractor. So they're just putting a temporary line in, kind of laying on the ground in case we need the pressure. When they're done, we'll put the permanent one in. Unfortunately, there is cost there, significant. You can see the temporary
How many
$16,000.
more cars to sell, Casey?
I know.
Not a car.
Now with this, there is a couple different options.
Wait,
This-
we just got a police car. We can. sell.
Luckily it's API, and they have both projects. They have the lift station project, which we have an $80,000 allowance in there. That's paid for with TIF or water funds, or we can include it in the SRF project if I can get SRF to justify it to be used for wastewater funds. So it is water, but it is because of the wastewater. We're still in the money from Jake, but we're doing it because we're putting his new pump station in. Don't tell Matt. So either way, I don't know where the best place to take the funds out of. It depends on, of course, TAD, but it also depends on, even if you say SRF, I got to make sure they would justify it. So there's nothing to approve yet, other than that's been in motion, and that's the number we're eventually going to see.
And the SRF 120, you're saying that would be that $18 million loan? That would be in or no?
That would be in. So
in addition to?
oh no, that's in addition to.
No.
No, yeah.
Okay.
So basically that 120, when I talked about allowances before,
Right.
API's project for the SRF has $120,000 allowance fluff factor in it.
I got you.
So none of this,
Tapping that.
none of
Yeah.
this would be, we could put it on either
Mhm.
project and it doesn't add to the project. We have in there amount for utility relocation. It's just, it's a big enough number and, you know, that we wanted to bring that.
Always the water.
Yeah.
Every
Now, on this
project we do.
project, we are gonna use some allowance. Jake brought up a good idea. We got an old generator at East Middlebury that we're gonna try to get relocated to one of the other pump stations. We may line some additional structures, but we still should have enough allowance to do all that stuff in addition to this. So, again, there's not really an action item. I'm just, maybe it's a
Information,
warning.
right?
Yeah, forgiveness, not permission, I guess, but it's something that had to be done.
I mean, I feel like we see that enough in other projects that it's not unexpected.
Sure. I think in general, the API rehab project is 80 to 90% done. We got some punch list items we're doing. Their new pump station project, they're probably mid to late summer. We'll have both of those up and running. Then at that point, it's punch list projects. And then the wastewater treatment plant, we're probably at least 3 to 4 months beyond substantial completion at this point, just because of the delay in some of the equipment. But they're working with existing operations and maintaining, you know, the existing plan. So anyway, I know that was a lot of stuff, but I haven't talked that much for a while. So
It's true. Just had to-
any questions?
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Big sigh. All right. Next item on the list is a dog kennel request. I believe you have information in your folder on that.
Question is, what's the question?
What's the
Are we
question?
gonna, is it a favorable question?
Um,
We need to
well,
put
he-
a favor on it, or?
He wants permission from the town, which he needs. We need to give permission to Elkrud to allow him to hook up to that wastewater system that feeds into our wastewater system.
And said property is not in the town limits?
It is not in the town limits, which is why he has to go through Elkrud. Yes.
When I looked up the agreement for Terry, it says that they can only hook up residential customers unless the town council approves a commercial customer
Yeah.
or something like this prior to them. So they reached out to us and said, will you allow this before they say yes or no?
So the discussion is pros and cons as far as our wastewater system goes. Nice. Go
Isn't
ahead.
this big discussion we had with the whole wastewater treatment plant with people being not in the town limits?
There you go.
Yes.
You hit it.
I mean, I'm not
It
gonna
had
polish anything around here. This is something that
it has. You're right. We have had some really long, contentious public meetings. Much of it had to do with connections outside of the town limit.
Did we get final say, or are we just giving the recommendation to help it?
I mean,
I think we actually get final say on this as far as them connecting to Elkrud because it connects to our wastewater.
The contract reads
System.
that they cannot connect anyone unless you tell them it's okay for commercial. if I remember reading.
You're absolutely right. I mean, in theory, Elkred could let them do it in violation of the contract, then we'd have to sue Elkred. Because it's their pipe. So just so you know that. So,
Well-
yes, by contract,
Let me
we're the
get-
final authority.
I'm trying to look up that address real quick because I want to
That's
see how
their pipe.
far out it is of the county.
It's 2 houses down from. It's the one that just sold on 250. 2 houses down from Roblana.
Just off at 850, yeah.
Kane's old house.
Do you want me to pull it up on a map?
I've got it up right now. You know how far it is.
Alright.
While you're looking, Lyle, a couple points that we made in staff is that
Yeah.
not only is it out of town, it's a flow that is not consistent with what the contract allows for. The contract with Elkred allows for only residential flow. So you would be opening 2 cans of worms, one allowing out of town, which is, we've done it in the past, but this would be through Elkred, not direct. And secondly, you would be allowing a flow that is not residential.
And is there hookup through there already? You said or no?
That is a mechanical question I would defer.
Are people hooked up through there already to the wastewater treatment or to the wastewater in that line?
The Elkred system.
I don't know in that area, and Jake may know if there's anybody else that's serviced by Elkrud. But yes, Elkrud services that area, and they run it through a pump station and pump it to your system. Now, whether they are currently connected or who is and is not connected out there, I'm not for sure, other than I know Shipshewana Lake majority of it.
That's what I thought. It was just Shipshewana Lake.
Yeah, that's what.
Jake, do you know if any of these
Where's
homes
the
are
closest sewer
connected?
they would connect to?
Yeah, come on up.
There's a map on the agreement that says who's supposed to be hooked up and who's not. So if they are hooked up and they're not supposed to, that's a violation by Elkred.
I looked at Elkrud's website for their service area. It just has this area highlighted. I'm not sure if those houses are connected.
It doesn't
or not.
say if they're connected. Okay.
I know a majority of it is Shipshewana Lake.
Mm-hmm. I personally, my thought process, much like yours, we're gonna connect something commercial from outside of town, and I think there's gonna be some political blowback to that, definitely. But just thinking about safety, a new wastewater treatment plant, all the stuff we've gone through to get there thus far, and the lack of control we will have over anything that happens out there because it goes through Elkrud first. I worry about high nutrients, chemical interference, pathogens, and there's no oversight by the county, and it's out of our jurisdiction to have any oversight.
Do you have the agreement?
I emailed it to everyone.
I mean, do you have it there?
No. But it is section 10C is what you're looking for. Section 10 is where it addresses all of the
I'm dead.
connections. I do know that, but I do not have it with me, Tad. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Where are you gonna plug
Not
in?
that end. Here we are.
Because in section 5 it
Sorry.
says
Deader than a doornail.
while capital cost charge to make improvements deemed necessary by the town to its sewage waste plant or sanitary sewage collected by the district within Shipshewana Lake area.
That's defined, and there's a map, and I don't have it with me, and it's actually highlighted. And so, to the extent that anybody's connected outside of that area, it's a violation by Elkred. I don't know that they have, but as you're talking about it,
Right.
just be aware, they're not supposed to connect to our system. Elkred is not supposed to allow their customers to connect outside of that Shipshewana Lake area.
And I think outside of that, it's not within town limits, so I would automatically be I wouldn't want to see it.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
What,
For
Nate?
purpose of discussion.
Do you have any discussion on this? Can't hear you.
What was your,
Good point.
What was your thoughts on?
Yeah, I'm also against bending the rules. I don't want to do that anymore.
Okay.
Doesn't turn out well for it. So,
They're put in place for a reason.
takes a motion.
You should
approve
motion
or
to approve
deny.
or deny. Yep.
Mhm.
Or to approve condition on if you want to set conditions.
What does that motion look like? Just the denial?
Motion to deny, or a motion to approve, or a motion to approve subject to conditions. Those would be your three choices.
Do we have to label it?
Yeah, is there,
No. No.
okay.
Yeah, I think that the minutes will reflect that you're talking about this application.
Go for it.
I'd make a motion to deny the proposed dog kennel request.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote. Lyle.
It's gonna be a no.
No, it's gonna be
Yes.
yeah.
It'd be a yes if you do not, if you would deny it.
Correct. So the double negative, but yeah.
Yeah.
Then
It's
then
weird,
aye.
but
Aye.
yeah.
Aye.
Tim, Nick,
Aye.
Whitney. All right, and it's an aye for me. Okay. Thanks for taking your time out.
While I'm up here, I have some photos of the construction if you'd like to see.
Oh, cool. Yes.
To get off my iPad and get on my phone, it's gonna die.
Okay. I feel that. Mine just died too.
Alright,
Great.
okay.
Yeah, we can make time for that. Sure.
Just kind of circling back to Casey's update.
Mhm.
Have some photos of the construction I put together for you guys.
Say right now, it's Big Jake.
There's some of the progress at the Headworks Influent Building. Casey, if you have any input, feel free to chime in.
Yeah, that's the headworks, that's where the sewer's coming into the plant. You can see that green pipe there, that's a bypass, so we're trying to bypass. Again, where that headworks is at, you can see that's got helical piers, so the soil condition there is not the greatest. Those are actually like the screw in type. So a little bit better soils there, but still not the greatest.
Some more photos of the same area. That'll be the pump station. It'll flow through that building to there. The dewatering maintenance building.
Like, one thing on that, one thing I would note is, as you guys know, if you've ever built a house, when you just have concrete, it looks small. It doesn't really look big until you get the walls up. I mean, naturally, any building could have been bigger. That one could have been a lot bigger, but again, we had to squeeze that to get that in there. So it will start taking shape once we get the walls up. Yeah, that's where we see, so you see all of the, there to the right, you see all those concrete posts sticking out of the ground?
Mm-hmm.
That's the auger cast.
That's it, huh?
You know,
The 91.
yeah, I can't remember how many, but there's a lot.
200 and
Was it 200?
something.
Yeah, there was a bunch of them. So you have to do that to get down to good soils, and then also you have a high water table there. You see the concrete starting to take shape. So the goal is to have the majority of that tank and the concrete done by hopefully late summer.
My goodness.
Thank you.
That looks like something's happening out
Yeah,
there.
A lot of progress the past month or
Yeah.
month and a half after the weather started cooperating.
I was out in Portland, and right across the river is Washington. And they have a wastewater treatment plant there that looks like the Taj Mahal. I don't know how they, I was like, how did they pay for that? Washington, Texas, not Oregon, Texas. Washington side. Thank you, Jake.
You're welcome.
I appreciate your input and the update. I'll let you.
An option to, sorry, I might have missed my vote. You guys all probably read that paper, the written statement.
Yes. Yep.
I guess my question on the septic is, the way I understand it, state would need approval from town council.
the county needs approval from us for you to hook up to LCRUD's system, because the LCRUD system actually is a contract with us and it comes into ours.
Oh, no, I totally understand
Yeah.
that. Going to the commercial septic, if that were to be the next option. If I understand it correctly, the state requires a commercial site hookup if you're within 300 feet to the sewer, for them to approve a septic. Otherwise, it would have to be approved by the town council, saying we're not gonna allow the sewer.
We wouldn't,
I'm not sure
we
how that-
wouldn't approve a septic. The only thing we approve is what comes into our wastewater, and you're outside of the town limits. So that would be up to the county. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'll talk
The
to
county
Rob
is your
about
next
it
stop. Yeah.
tomorrow on that.
Give Robbie a call.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
Take it.
I know what I'm doing sometimes. All right, townwide cleanup. We do not have anybody here on that. Okay,
Yeah, Bennett and Jake will
it's
go.
a good thing we got you here, Jake.
Take over, take over.
Suck up that overtime.
Want some fire?
Just sit in Terry's seat over there.
The townwide cleanup, I believe, is going to be this Friday and Saturday, the 15th and 16th. I believe it's 8 to 4 on Friday and 8 to noon on Saturday. I believe we put out to the residents what we take and what we don't take.
And it's not gonna be at the wastewater treatment plant.
It's
Right.
in the compost site area.
Okay. All right.
So it is back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe the dumpsters are coming later this week, and then I will get it all set up and
In the
ready.
past, they've had to like provide proof of residency with a water bill or something. Is that still?
Was that put out with?
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah, they had to. They'll have to provide proof that
Just
they
for all the
are
people that
a
are watching
resident.
this online right now, bring your water bill.
Yeah, there'll be someone there Friday throughout the day, and then Saturday, I believe Anthony's coming in
Okay,
to
perfect.
cover that
Where's it gonna be?
in the compost site area.
Out by
So,
the wastewater.
go down the drive and
You
go
can get there?
straight instead of turning towards streets and wastewater.
I get an old pickup you can use. If it doesn't make it out, it doesn't make it out.
Ted, are we gonna do social media for that? Because I think our bill says it's at the
Did it say soccer area?
Did you? Okay.
Bennett's been doing it. Bennett set up all the dumpsters and everything for Terry, so he's been.
Awesome.
I think it said it was at the,
I think maybe on the bill it does,
yeah.
but our social media and our website, right?
Because it originally was going to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
were
so-
concerned with leaving it out in the open overnight and what stuff we might collect, given the issues at the recycle.
That's a
center.
fair concern. That makes sense. Yeah.
So we're gonna pull the gate shut
All right.
Friday when we leave and lock it up. That way, no one can get in there to the dumpsters.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You sure you don't want to sit in Terry's seat? We might call you up again. We could send it to him, right?
Snooze, you lose. Yeah.
He's listening to this as he
Oh,
drives
yeah, he
home,
probably
I'm
is.
sure.
It's even better.
Okay, next up we have the proposed housing addition. I can find this. We can take a break.
I'll be quick.
Fine.
Was there discussion of this in the meeting? Or the
No.
staff meeting? Or?
No.
About anything
And this,
about this.
the proposed site is just us sending it to the county? Or are they just making us aware of it, or?
Where's this at?
No, it's the housing. Yes.
Keller duplexes?
I'm trying to see if it's on here.
It's in an email.
It is in an email.
Where's it at though? What's
Valley.
Behind the medical center.
Medical
Yeah.
center.
Behind the medical center.
I didn't realize that there was that much room to have all those back in there.
So,
Yeah, all we've seen is that we haven't seen the utilities or.
Okay. So that was part of my question is like they're making us aware of it, but
we need to,
do we need to move
I think
on
we
it
need to make a motion to approve it.
to approve them?
Because then it goes on to, I mean, county has the ultimate say, but it's in the town. So we need to approve it.
like
and
a
then-
positive recommendation. of the
Positive
site plan.
recommendation. I can't find
Are
it in
they-
my email even.
Oh, thanks. I'll be right back.
It's from Thursday.
I think this may have been the one that you didn't get.
I got so many things that ended up
Oh, yeah.
everywhere but where I wanted them to be. Which is why I brought Bennett coffee, because I've been a problem child.
Is it the same one that's in LaGrange? The same company? They did that one.
I
beside-
don't know.
I
if
heard
it's
that
the
it might be the same
same
as the one beside McDonald's, but I
company.
wasn't sure.
I do know it's kind of the same concept of are you kidding me?
Because part of the other question is. do
Okay,
we-
I give up. I'm just gonna go by
Do
what
we
I
know?
remember.
Do we know? Is it for certain? Is it Section 8?
No,
No, I don't believe so.
just 55 and over is what we were
Yeah.
under the
It's that's their target.
55 and older.
But I don't know that it's a promise that it's gonna be all 55 and older.
because that's how the Berkshire was, but it's not actually written into their HOA.
But yeah, it's gonna be a lot like
Same.
Berkshire, kind of. Like duplexes. I would love to look at it if I could.
So it won't be
I
like
can't.
it won't be single. It'll be
Yeah,
single.
that's it.
It'll be single story housing or double.
They're gonna be single story. They're not gonna be tall. No.
Okay.
Just like Country Crossing.
Yeah,
similar.
yeah.
Very similar.
Very,
country.
very much.
Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
And this is already in the town.
This is yes.
When they present things
This
like
is
this
in
to
the
the
town
developer
limits.
and they name the roads and they approve it, does that name the roads or does the council get the choice to name their own roads? I just asked because we pointed out that some of the roads that were in some of the recent developments seemed
Yeah, you
dumb
guys,
or didn't fit along with
if
some of our other naming schemes.
anytime you are giving a positive recommendation or things along those lines, you can make it contingent upon and then specifically state what your conditions are, including that.
Because we were when we were doing some utility billing stuff, some of the roads are like really similar or some things changed and
Yep.
or it doesn't fit some of the other naming. So it just came to our attention, so we thought we'd just bring it up.
Absolutely.
So
Now's the time to do it.
If they have road names in there and you don't like them.
I don't see any road.
Because you
name.
guys name your own roads.
I just see a proposed plan. Yeah. Pickleball court.
Right. That's what. That was part of my question was
Because none
positive
of that information-
recommendation to move forward or.
And it
Just,
doesn't make any sense to me either. And I'm not into the planning and zoning side of it, but they're way early. I mean, my understanding is they're dependent on a federal grant to even do this project, which is January of next year. So I don't know what.
Depends on what they're asking for.
right. That's right.
Great if it goes through. I don't know what they're asking for and why.
That would be my thing. I wouldn't have an issue with it, but I don't know that I would want to vote on something at this point. Either way, I don't know.
I don't know what you're voting on.
I don't know what I'm voting for, to be honest.
And I can't help you with that. 'Cause
Terry sent us that. I didn't know if it explained it.
Because it doesn't have elevation plans or anything like that, does it?
I don't even believe they own the property yet. I mean, does it still say?
I think they
Yoder best.
Yoder
Yeah,
is
see, they don't even own it yet.
Yeah, they do. So, well, it says what.
No, the applicant does
Oh,
it.
the app.
No, it's okay, Ben. The current owner owns it, but they're selling it to this Keller group, right? That's what Terry told us. And this Keller doesn't even own it yet because they haven't paid for it.
So maybe they're just looking to see if they're going to get
Maybe.
recommendation,
Yeah.
positive
Maybe,
feedback.
maybe.
Do we need to vote on that or just say, hey,
Terry's
Go
coming
for
back
it.
to me. He's typing right now.
okay.
But I can tell you, Keller doesn't own it.
I can tell you that Parkview thinks they still own it because if Parkview takes over Goshen, we were contacted by Parkview to get information on it, so they think Goshen still
Oh
owns
my
it,
God.
but they do not.
that's Paul Yoder's.
Yeah,
company.
yeah, he bought it from Goshen.
Yep.
They were gonna build something there and decided not to and just wanted to get rid of it. And he got a very good deal.
I mean, I know Beacon isn't always accurate, and it's not current to the minute, but it's been several weeks and it's still in that name, so.
They're just looking for approval of the concept so they can move forward on their end.
On the concept. Then we would still have authorization on, or further approval for elevations or how things look from there, or is that up to the county?
I mean, it's gonna be up to the county, but I think the county usually listens to us.
Approving the concept though wouldn't lock you in to approve the project.
What is the concept?
Right.
That's my question. I mean,
And they're duplexes, right?
Yes.
A bunch of them.
oh, you've got a plan. Oh, see, I don't have it. So I don't
Yeah.
know what they're-
There's a plan. It's just real, it's basic right now.
That's one page.
It's conceptual is what it is, basically.
Perfect.
Like, this is the property we have and this is what we want to do with it.
So you approve it subject to all the other final details, yada, 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 subject to engineering approval, legal approval.
Town stand.
I mean, we
Yes,
need
yes,
housing.
all that.
We need housing.
They may need just a letter in order to submit it to the planner. What's it zoned as right now? Maybe a P, it's probably, maybe a P,
Oh, yes.
Q1. Yes, they'll have to zone it to multifamily, so maybe they just need a letter of recommendation from the town that you're not against this moving forward as a multifamily development pending, but it's contingent on any final approvals contingent on meeting town standards for all.
I like all that.
Because it's basically going to be one big piece of property, so our utilities will be handled, it will be public, private.
Is that it right there? That,
I think the biggest thing we're
Yellow.
looking for, are you
That's
against
the property.
duplexes?
I'm not, but I'd love to see sidewalks. I'd love to see curb and gutter and
Stormwater retention issues.
Yeah, I don't think you have to build it.
Yeah, they will.
Spec.
I mean, they don't need yards.
Yeah, the plan,
He said they can come to a meeting to answer questions.
Okay. So we would just need to make a motion on a positive recommendation on the site plan contingent to,
Well, it's
I would
not,
say-
it's not.
I would say
true
on the
site plan.
concept.
concept.
They did Lagrange's.
The one that's right in the middle of town.
Mhm.
That's
McDonald's.
55 and older.
I think
place,
so, yeah.
That's what I thought it was, because it's a
Yeah.
federal funded deal.
Yeah. So in my opinion,
I'm
it's your
for it.
motion, it would just be, we're gonna approve the concept, contingent on, I don't know, more final plans. They said they'd come in and talk to us.
Specs,
Yeah.
engineering.
Engineering, water, wastewater approval.
Do the neighbors get any say in this at all?
The rezone side, they will, if it's gonna be rezoned, there'll be a public hearing at the county level, and they'll get
At
notice.
the county,
The county level, not.
We
here.
don't zone here.
that property is inside town limits. So
It is.
Burgundy is county, the yellow
Yeah.
is still town.
It is in the town. We just don't do our own zoning
Right,
and
the
planning.
hearing will be at the
We can't
county
even
level.
get a park.
Okay with the motion?
Nothing's fine.
Does
Yeah.
Whitney have anything to say on this? She's back on her phone.
Saying that I don't agree with it being a 55 and older, but we already have 55 and older communities. We don't have housing for these younger families that are moving in. I don't know how much today we can have, and like, so, and if that's even what we're doing right now, or if we're just approving overall concept. And those details will
Are you,
The site plan to somebody, it's got the buildings, it's got a tennis court, and clubhouse and everything. Is that-
We've got the site.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Okay.
Just what we had been talking about.
He said the plans, there's a site plan for it, which was emailed to us, yeah.
Yeah, we've got.
Is that an HOA?
Yeah, we don't know any of that.
We- I
I mean,
mean,
the reason why I asked is, I live there. Can I go use the pickleball court? I mean, who's
Right.
authorized to use it? I don't know.
I don't know that we're on that.
Right, but I'm just was saying is that, they have this built in there.
I mean, you want us to make that
Somebody
part
has
of the
to-
motion, Tim?
Well, what I'm saying is that somebody has to pay for that.
Yeah,
So is it
yeah.
coming out of an HOA? I mean, we don't, just like what Whitney was saying, we don't have the answers to that.
Does
So,
it say they're condos? Since I don't have it, do you
well,
know?
no,
I mean, you can just table it for 2 weeks and
they're
wait
just
if you want.
duplexes.
Yeah, then,
Community building and leasing office. I mean, I see a building for that.
yeah, so they're.
I guess I'm at a point too. where I
Maintenance
think-
garage.
Why don't we get them here to a meeting where we can get more questions answered? I really don't care to move forward on it, to be honest.
That's fair.
Thanks. That's my position.
Terry said there's not a rush.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
What do you got?
There.
You got?
I just have the,
No. I'm talking about this. Did you have it up?
no, I've never seen it, so
Okay.
my only concern at
Surprise.
this point, my concern at this point is, I know that they don't own it, and I don't know what they're doing necessarily, but I know they have a long way till they get to where they own it, and so I just wonder, what all are they trying to get you to commit to before, early on? Those things
Mhm.
worry me. They don't own the land. They're, selling big ideas, which is great if they come together. But what are you committing to? And since we don't know what they're going to want from you, at some point they're going to want something. So when you approve that concept, I worry about the parts we don't know about
Let's have them come.
yet. Excuse me.
Do it. You said you have a long one, Tad?
I just have a list of questions that come up since our BSNA stuff that I just need
Okay.
answers.
Can I, before we dive into that, this is just something to think about. We can discuss at the next meeting if you want. Following all the stuff happening at the state, it kind of looks like last year I heard Indiana's never going to legalize marijuana. And this year it's looking like there might be some movement that direction. And I've brought up at least once a year since I've been back here that we should have some type of ordinance that limits or prohibits that when the time comes. So I don't know legally if we can limit or prohibit something that's not permitted now, but it's something to start thinking about. We live in a community that pushes back and fights back hard on a liquor store in town, and I can't imagine that cannabis stores are going to go over really well. And that's not a look at least I don't think we would want in this community. It's not a good fit. So it's just something to think about, so we can have a true discussion on it soon.
Can we make statutes or on something that's illegal?
I mean, I don't know. We had a resolution for alcohol and we ended up,
Right. We have what is it?
Where's
And
this on the
Tim can help me with this. We have an ordinance that prohibits the, I don't want to say look-alike, but K, whatever.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
that's true.
What's it called?
K2.
Thank you.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's.
It isn't, but at one time it was, and
Right.
it was in here, and so we had an ordinance.
It was. I was on the board then.
Yes, and you probably are the one that.
I'm the one that brought it up.
I
So,
don't even know what that is.
well, I don't either, but it's some kind of synthetic, if you will,
Mhm.
for my lack of understanding, marijuana. And so it was a big deal because you could get it because it wasn't prohibited. So the local communities had to prohibit it, and we did, and it was addressed. Now, currently, marijuana is illegal. Good, that's good. We don't have to do anything. We can pass an ordinance saying the same thing. I'm hoping that if they do pass this legislation, they will give local communities the opportunity to regulate it through zoning. And if that's the case, it's going to have to be through Robbie. And so we want to spend time talking with her about this because that'll be our best opportunity. Because otherwise, you'll be. I mean, hopefully not, but
I could talk to you about what happens in Buchanan, but this is live, so I won't.
I don't care. I mean, it's true. All you do is drive up. They go to Sturgis. You get 6 of them on the way in, right? I mean,
They're mayors.
it's just incredible.
We all know what they've named it here, Wannaweed. That's what they would name
You've been
it.
thinking
Come on.
about that.
Huh?
You've been thinking about
I have.
Paint it right on that
I have
caboose.
been thinking about it.
Maybe we want to get that name trademark first. Then they can't have it. We can do. We can do that. We can get the name.
It's just, no, but I've been, personally, I've been thinking about this, about the state passing it. Because right now, we have what I call a transfer of wealth. If the surrounding states allow it, and then they come into Indiana and we're stopping and it's illegal, then it's costing Indiana taxpayers to prosecute, and the states around us are getting the tax money.
Well, we have a president that's changed how it's viewed. And so, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I want to have a serious discussion on it, but I want you guys to all really have time to think about it.
Point well taken.
So, sorry, now it's you.
It would be nice if whoever has influence at the legislative level, if they are going to do it, if they would allow local control, because that's where then we can fix the issue if that's what you want to do. And I don't know if it's zoning or if it's just outright.
I feel like we
prohibition.
should be able to at least zone it.
You would hope so. I mean, it's kind of like, what are those, what do we call those? SO.
I was trying to think of it
SOBs.
too. SOBs.
Sexually oriented businesses. We were very strong about
Mhm.
making sure we had proper zoning so that they wouldn't
Tattoo
be in the right
parlors, like
spot.
all of that stuff, yeah.
So, and same kind of thing would be my guess.
Yeah.
Would be a similar type of. Of course, Angola and Fremont just went through that whole battle, as you know. not too long ago. And so, yeah, I mean, I would hope that through zoning, like sexually oriented businesses, we could zone them into an area that would
Right.
be undesirable
That's the plan.
if you wanted to regulate. But
Yeah,
you do
I
have- you have to
think
pay
it would be a disservice to every business in town that's built a business based on
I'd agree.
culture.
And the county, Robbie, needs to at least understand what you think about that, because she will be right there at the forefront when a business comes in and
Mhm.
wants to have zoning to do that.
Yeah.
or wants a building. or whatever. And, you know, they can, if they pass it and they allow you to regulate it within the corporate limits, and we don't do extra, this is another thing we could think about. We've never exercised extraterritorial jurisdiction 2 miles outside of our limits because we don't have a plan commission. But if you wanted to do that, that's an option for you. A lot of communities do. So anyway, long-winded discussion topic, but yeah, it's
At least everybody has stuff to think about.
ideas.
Yeah. All right, Tad, it's you for real this time.
Claims totaled $83,679.81. This will be the last one through AccuFund.
Holy
Everything's
moly.
being transferred over to BSNA.
Go team. That's going well.
It is. One thing I wanted to, before I get there, one thing I wanted to point out on here was we received a bill from I can't think how to say their name. The commercial roofing company that did Loniger. Thank you. Loniger Roofing. This is the other 50%. They apparently they created a bill, but they never sent it to us. So when they called us to see why we didn't pay it, then they realized they didn't send it to us. So I assumed that whole thing was approved from the beginning, but that's one of the big ones in there. The other was something American Pump. We got a bill from American Pump where they did an emergency repair, where they came in and I don't remember what they did. They had to replace a pump with one we had.
Full replace pump.
Yeah. Yeah, I sent it to Jake. He said, "Yep, that's done." But we never received that bill either. He checked his records too. So this was the week for late bills.
American Pump, 2000.
Yeah.
So 83,679.
And this includes our fees for the setup and the first service for BSNA. So that's also a big chunk of it.
It's property taxes.
Yeah, we don't pay property taxes. We just call them that, but we pay the ditch fees still. We have to pay, but we don't have to pay property taxes. Because I went down that rabbit hole one day when I was like, wait a minute, we don't have to pay property taxes. And we figured out they're all the ditch fee. But yeah, those were due as well.
I'd make a motion to accept the claims as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. I'm not sure if Whitney. Yep, Whitney is still on. Roll call vote. Lyle.
Aye.
Tim.
Aye.
Nick.
Aye.
Whitney. Did she say aye? Yep, there she goes. Thumbs up. All right. An aye for me also. Okay.
There is a 09.1. It's called ESI proposal in there. This is the company that partners with BSNA. Yeah. It has to do with Keystone, when they have their printing service. So this is the bill printer that we can partner with. So in the system, we click a button and our utility bills go to these people. And I checked with LaGrange. She said they've used them for years through Keystone and they love it. Well, this is what we were moving towards and what we talked about. We were in the middle of setup and I'm hoping that everyone's good with it because I had to say yes or no. So I confirmed with Chris one day and we both thought it was a really good idea, with the understanding that I told him that we were moving forward as of now, just because it was part of the setup. So as of now, so way it works is when she's done with billing, she clicks a button, it goes to them. He says that they will have it in the mail within 24 to 48 hours. The charge is 32 cents per bill, prints front and back, includes a return envelope. And then if we decide to add anything, it's 10 cents a page. So we can add ordinances, notices, anything, full page announcements. Those are add-ons, and then we pay the same postage that we would pay. So historically, it's usually cost or taken us about a day or two to get done when we used to do it this way, folding and mailing. So we thought 32 cents per bill is going to be quite the cost savings.
This is for the water bill?
Yep. So what we currently did is we had the postcards were going out through.
I mean, we're already paying somebody to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like
This is
a
going to
secondary place, and this would be secondary, but it
And
goes
it's-
direct from.
Yeah, and it's within $50 of the same cost, and we're going to get a full. So the front of the bill is going to be a summary of your charges, and then the back of your bill is going to list each individual charge per meter. So you'll see a complete breakdown.
What, postcard
No, full page.
letter?
Yeah.
And we talked about you're gonna have a copy of that at
Yes.
some point, and we're gonna like present that at a public meeting, so
I have
people,
a
so people
sample
will
I can
not be
show
calling
Yeah.
you, asking,
It's just, it's not. It's a sample they gave me,
Mhm,
and
yeah.
we're like, well, we want this change and this change, and this is wrong and this change. So our final meeting is tomorrow for them to fix all that.
okay,
But yeah, we have a letter to go out with that we are going to send out tomorrow because we can't wait anymore. And then we're going to send out for the fee structure and the account setup. Then we are going to send another one out with this is what your new bill looks like. This is what your old bill looks like. Your old bill says water, $17. Your new bill will say water, this much for usage, this much for capital charge, this much for the billing fee, and it will total $17. They're not new fees, they're just broke apart. So we're gonna do that, and then we're also gonna include it in the first couple billings, and we're gonna put it online as well.
here, you
Because
hold them up.
most
Good,
people
big
probably
one.
won't read it and they'll get mad that we're increasing their fees, but they don't realize that they just didn't see them before
Right,
because we couldn't show them. So as long as everyone's okay with still moving on that direction, I wanted to have you guys officially approve their proposal.
So the water bill's gonna be more detailed than what it is now. We don't have to cut it in half and send this half in and.
Yeah, it'll be full
Just-
page.
yeah.
Yeah, so the front will, and it'll have, there's a QR code on the front, you can scan to pay it. There's a special phone number you call and you can pay it through an automated system. You can call us here, you can pay it on the website, you can mail a check. It will also include a self-addressed envelope. So we're hoping that
Auto pay.
it auto pay. You can sign up through auto pay with a credit card. It costs money. You can sign up auto pay here, free. All these options. Sally's getting excited.
Did you say we have something to approve?
I just wanted to have you officially approve the present, their proposal.
Where is it?
It is in
Yeah.
there.
the very first one. in
Yes, that
Teams.
One elite bill proposal.
And I attached his email to the end because he said it doesn't say this was the owner, but there is going to be a postage rate change in the near future. But he also said that we would be getting the whatever the discounted rate is. Yeah, pre-sorted.
So make a motion for elite bill proposal approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Lyle?
Aye.
Tim?
Aye.
Nick?
Aye.
Whitney?
Stop.
Nothing. There she is. Thank you. And I from me. He's leaving.
I have questions that come up with some of the setup, and we just want you guys. It's more like we read the ordinance, or we don't know which way to go because we don't have authorization to decide. Bed and breakfast and Airbnb, short-term rentals, we have them listed as commercial charges if it is a property that is always used for that. If it's somebody's home that they Airbnb like randomly, that it's their primary residence, it's always been left as a residence. That's been our internal memo or whatever. We've never talked about the stormwater. When we were checking all the stormwater, there's a number of homes that are Airbnbs that are being built residential. And then there's a lot of the new ones we set up as commercial because we set their water up as commercial. So we want to know which way you want us to do that, because now would be the time to make the decision. And the ordinance doesn't define it one way or the other. The stormwater ordinance is one. It's either residential or non-residential. So we would assume that we were supposed to set them up as a non-residential like we do with the water chart or the charges, but we wanted you to officially say, yes, that's what we want us to do before we did it.
You know what other communities do?
No,
I don't either. I mean, I
It
feel like
just
if you're
came up
making money
today.
off of it, then you're working. But are they gonna flop back and forth because they only do it in the summer? I don't know. We might have to get
I
more
think they're
information.
more, I feel like they're year round anymore.
They can be, yeah.
yeah,
sure.
the majority of what we have here are not, they're not, there might be one that does a primary residence, but not everybody else is there. It's,
Oh,
can-
just one?
I can only think of, I thought one that we were talking about. I think almost all of our Airbnbs are always Airbnb.
Gotcha. I didn't assume. I thought there would be quite a few. That are
Not that I
split.
know of, no.
ADA compliance pictures.
But
all
I'd
around.
have to have Sally actually look. That's what I think. Do
Not
bed
so much.
do bed and breakfasts have to have a special waiver or something in the zoning
I
to
mean,
be a bed and breakfast?
they have to be in proper zoning. I don't remember what it is, but yeah, they have a
Is it the same
designation.
as an Airbnb? You get a
It's gonna be considered commercial, if you will, or business, or it's not gonna be considered residential.
okay.
Let's
So
just
if
look
they're
up-
making money and they're paying innkeeper
I'm trying to
tax,
think what it's
therefore-
called.
Right, so the
If I want
wastewater
an
then would be
Airbnb-
non-residential.
I have to go to zoning and planning and get a
Variance?
variance.
Yes.
So is that bed and
Yes.
breakfast the same?
Yes.
Okay.
If they're in an area that's not zoned for that, yes.
Okay.
I think we have a lot of.
Yeah.
I mean, those businesses, like it or not, are supposed to be paying innkeeper's tax. They're
Right.
supposed to be paying commercial rates, water, sewer, etc. I mean, they are a business.
That's why it's
They're not
nice.
supposed to be getting all the cuts on their
Yeah.
It's nice
property
if they're
tax.
like through Airbnb because they will file it with the county. Airbnb. Like the company.
I just looked up
Airbnb.
the parking rules for
Yeah.
Airbnbs. They have to have one space per bed off street. One across from me has.
Do you
no
want me to get
spaces per bed?
more info?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be wise. Afraid it's a rabbit hole, but it's probably something that
We got a few of those we need to just jump down.
And if you ever do amend the rate ordinance,
We
you
want to
should probably
include it.
clarify.
Okay.
Because it'll take a hearing. You don't want to do it just to do it.
I just feel like you're like you do. If they're making money off of it, it's commercial.
These are in random order, so none of them necessarily follow. Scoreboards. The scoreboards at the old scoreboards. Somebody donated money and scoreboards, and they put up brand new scoreboards. The ones that were there, the system that controlled them is obsolete, and it only worked last year because Mike finagled a few things to get it working for Warrior Youth. So Spike had some donations, and he got brand new ones. But he took them down and set them beside the building and said to Terry and me that they would still work, and he thinks that like the Cove would be interested in them. He thinks we could get $500 a piece out of the two, but he didn't want to throw them away but he wanted
Put them
to.
in Bennett's garage sale.
Well, that was the thing.
They're not
We
gonna.
didn't.
They're not gonna fit in the Wolf Building probably, but
We
Bennett
didn't
likes
know
to have sales.
what we had to do.
The motion to declare it surplus and authorize the sale. That's it.
Okay.
so
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, and there's just a few of us now. Tim,
Yes, I do have a question. Who originally bought those?
I thought you were gonna ask me that because I couldn't figure it out.
probably the park board.
Probably the park board. There's a very, 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 very slight chance that it was donated, but I don't think. So. think it was
and-
park board
I don't believe so.
because that nonprofit was very active at the beginning.
I don't
So I
believe
don't
so. I mean, in in all the years I was on the park board and then the town council, we did not get donations for.
I didn't see any major purchases out of that.
We got a
fund.
lot of people asking for stuff and more dirt, but we didn't get donations.
A lot of banners, but not like major
Yeah.
purchases.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the town paid for those.
Aye.
Whitney,
Say it again.
there you go. All right. An I for me.
We've been having a couple problems with bamboo. One of the things that happened this week is they are now offering prepay, where it's something that they, everybody who has an account here got an email from them. It wasn't something we could opt in or opt out. They got an email that said, "Hey, we'll give you this much of your paycheck early if you want it, and then we'll just keep that when you get your direct deposit." The problem, everybody hated it. Managers, HR, payroll, me, everybody was like, "Did you see that?" Because if somebody plans it right and leaves, we're still on the hook to pay bamboo back, we anticipate. So that was one thing. We haven't been able to determine if we can opt out yet, but we would want to opt out as long as you guys aren't against that. Yeah. The other thing was we had already started a plan to look at maybe replacing bamboo because of the cost. Because we're learning that there are some things out there that will do similar that are very more affordable. And in doing the BSNA setup, the number one thing we heard from the people that were here was we should really look at their payroll with all the amount of time that we're spending on getting the payroll into their system. So that's just something that'll come down the pike once we have some more details. Did you get an email today from Melissa with insurance?
Yeah, I believe we did.
We need to know if you want to switch because we're doing the renewal now. And if I remember correctly, sorry, my brain's a little. I've been
Yeah, is that the base life?
Yeah. The biggest one is the short-term disability. Your current short-term disability is the same policy we've had for like a really, really, really long time. If somebody goes on short-term disability, they get a benefit of $200 a week. And the only time anyone's ever used it, they ended up paying way more than that to us because insurance and stuff. So we were looking to see if we could update it. And I believe that he recommended one. We're currently using Everence. And I think the recommendation was to go with Companion because the benefit would go to $1,200 a week. And it was actually less of a premium.
Well, if that's true, that almost sounds like a no-brainer.
Let me look because Terry was heading this up and then I got some money questions from him and they were calculating it wrong.
This is something we have to know tonight.
Melissa said she thought she did because our renewal is
I think we got next
June
meeting
1st.
possibly. Yeah.
I know, it's doing the same thing.
Converting your computers.
Well, if you do it just on an angle like this, it won't. It's not changing.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
I think Bennett did this to you guys on purpose. He's back there. Gotcha.
I struggle with, I mean, I'm not sure who's to blame, but to give us this spreadsheet and say we got to decide today,
Well,
not a big fan of that. Like what?
I
What's
think it's
changed?
more like the perfect storm with everything going on with Terry because he hasn't been able to. And we were just informed today by insurance that we're getting close to the renewal. So if we don't change it, we won't have time. So it was like a today thing.
Any idea what the change is? I mean, what are our options? Keep it status quo?
Mm-hmm.
Change companies?
Change companies and benefit. I'll reach out to him tomorrow because this other email from them isn't fully clear either.
That monthly premium, is that what the town pays?
Yeah.
Okay, so for that companion, it goes, what, to
The-
$1,250 and the town's gonna pay $194? See, I'm seeing this here, monthly premium.
Yeah, that's what I pointed out. They had a monthly premium, but it was a quarterly premium. So when they put their numbers together, I told them that they were not apples to apples. They were unaware because they didn't see the bill. And I said, no, that's not right. I'll get back to you, I guess. I don't know. I just was told to send it, and I didn't realize that it was the old spreadsheet. I didn't put my eyes on it because I haven't had time.
If you're in a dilemma and a deadline, you could authorize two of you to work with Tad to make the decision outside of the meeting so that you don't have to. But if you're not in a dilemma, then yes, if you can wait to the next meeting, that's the best approach because then you all have the opportunity to be involved. But you won't be violating any law if you pick two of you to work with Tad and you authorize those two to make a decision.
If you did that and we don't need it, that would probably be the best. Because like I said, I've been burning at both ends and I haven't been able to follow up on some of these things.
So if there's a time dilemma, then so moved.
And authorize,
Pick whoever can be available. Those people, Tim, kind of identify who they might be. It's Chris and you, or Nick and you, or
Nick.
Whitney, since she's not here.
Nick's in.
She hears me saying that.
Unless Whitney can.
Well,
You're rude.
Sure enough, I deserve that. I guess you could really pick Lyle. He's not here at all.
who's the liaison for town? Tim.
I'm game. I'm fine with it.
Okay, so you and Nick,
I'm fine. I'm
you
fine.
made a motion. I'll second it. Now I have to roll call vote
I don't even
again.
remember what the motion was.
To authorize,
To authorize.
the two of you at work with Tad to make
If there's a
decision,
time-
if necessary.
Right. If necessary, you and I would be authorized to sign
To work
for the rest of the
together and make
board
the
members,
decision.
yeah, if there's a time constraint
Outside of
Right.
outside of the meeting.
So moved.
Okay.
It's already been moved. Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Whitney, it's a roll call vote to you. There you go. Tim.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Goodness.
That's my fault. I apologize. I didn't know where we were.
We're still having vendors call that they're not receiving our checks, so we're actively trying to set up online accounts and ACH payments. I had to put a stop payment on one for Motorola because we sent one on in February that they still haven't received, and I was afraid they were gonna. It's for his service for the year, and I didn't want them to turn it off. They said it was fine, but so we set up the ACH and put a stop payment on it just in case it makes it there.
I was going to bring you my envelope from my last water bill so you could see it. Oh my, no, it looks like it's, I don't know, been run through Bangladesh or something.
It's not gonna happen in February because a lot of payments in February.
It was just
USPS?
beat up,
Yes.
black.
What?
Yes. Canon
Stuck in something somewhere.
as well. So that's just a heads up. I have a question on water meters.
We have pallets of them.
Yeah, so a twofold question. We really want to get rid of the sprinkler credit if at all possible. The whole thought process was when we talked about it last time was giving people an option like, hey, if you put in an irrigation meter, you would be paying for your true usage. It wouldn't have to be a calculation. Because if somebody planned it right, you could just like flow through water, and then all summer you get this big discount because you used extra water, you know, those first 3 months. And then we have people that sign up for it that don't have gardens and don't have like outside, they have brown lawns, but they sign up for it because they can. But we don't police that it's a sprinkling credit, so they get cheaper water during the summer.
You only get cheaper water for what's extra above your average.
Right. But I'm just saying we have people that use more. I don't know, but we have people sign up to because they do end up getting cheaper water. But yeah, anyway. So these
What
are
would
all
be
just,
my cost to put in a meter for that?
you'd have to buy a meter and then install.
Yeah,
it.
what would be my cost?
I think the last person, I think the meter was under 300, and I don't know how. I think they put it in themselves.
But then I have that connection fee.
So that's where
And that-
that's the question that came up this week. So when we turn someone's meter off, the new rule is we don't turn off the capital charge. But for irrigation meters, why would anybody want to put one in if we don't turn off the capital charge with the irrigation meter? So we just wanted to clarify if you were thinking that on those as well, because we thought that might be an exception, but we didn't want to push, like, people that came to us and wanted to put irrigation meters in. Somebody came today and put an irrigation meter in, and then we're like, oh, by the way, the rule changed. They'd still be paying for it all year. I feel like they'd be upset. So we wanted to know what direction you wanted to go before we started, because this is the time when people would start coming in and putting in their second meters if they wanted.
Can we police that second meter?
Yeah. We usually set them up on a separate reading list so that they're on their own list, and they should always be zeros when they're off. And if they're not, technically their first bill would pick up all of that usage.
Do we have a lot of people that actually have a meter?
Yeah.
Do we?
Everybody with an irrigation system, and a lot of the people who have kind of crunched the numbers and feel like it's not like, so like the last person, it's not that they thought they would get a better discount, but they feel more comfortable about paying what they use instead of a random calculation that may or may not be better for them.
I'm on the
So they-
sunny side of town, so we don't have irrigation over there. Just saying. If it was me, I would look at the cost of the meter and the install and the capital fee and think I'm probably getting a better deal on the summer water credit.
And a lot of people will just install it so there's they have a spigot in the back of the house, they'll install it for that spigot and they'll use that for all outside. But then you're only being charged for your exact usage. So we just kind of wanted to feel you out before we started recommending whatever people, when they come in and ask.
I mean, it would make sense to me to not have a capital charge on an outdoor system if it's showing zero usage. But I like new things and I like new ideas, but I feel like we got a lot of new stuff going on right now in your office already, and I don't know.
And you don't
That's
have
like
to like
one more thing to figure out and to
decide today.
do.
We're just kind of gauging you on which
Yeah.
way, what your kind of your ideas were, because eventually it'll have to be addressed in an ordinance. We just wanted to bring it to your attention and just kind of get an idea of which way you were, if you liked it or didn't like it, before we recommended people who come in and say, oh, I have irrigation meter I'd like to put in.
Right.
But then I would say anything, if there's
'Cause-
anything that goes through that meter, you're paying that capital charge. Don't tell me it was leaking while you were gone, you know?
Yeah, because they will.
But we
'cause
had
they
the
always
endless
say,
summer
right.
that never got winter.
when
yeah.
I switch, what's it going to cost me? So that's how we have.
Do you want to encourage people to get these meters or discourage
I personally would like to encourage people to get these meters and get rid of the sprinkler credit.
Just trying to understand. from an
Because-
Administrative perspective.
Yeah, because
Administratively, it's a pain. But
It's a pain without the second meter.
no, the second meter is fine. The second meter just runs through the system. And from a cost standpoint, they're paying their exact usage. There's no guesswork around it either. You have to sign a form when you sign up for the summer sprinkling that says these are the things that will exclude you from it. And I verify under perjury that I'm not any of those. And we've already eliminated 5 people. One of them did it in front of me, and I said, "Weren't you in Florida?" He's asked how to sign up. I said, "Didn't you go to Florida this year?" "Yeah." And I said, "Well, right here, you're not eligible." He's like, "Oh, okay. Oh, well, it went through." And then he left. And I was like, "Okay, well, you're on the list. So no, you won't get it." You know, stuff like that.
Yeah, I could see that. But then I think about grandma down the street that's got a 50 by 150 lot that's not ever going to put a sprinkler system in there, but maybe wants to water her brown grass once in a while or her garden. And can she afford a second meter?
Mhm.
Like,
I mean, the other option, like you can still do both. I just
Yeah.
think from a cost standpoint, it makes more
Yeah.
sense to do the
but I do see your point on the capital charge for an outdoor sprinkler system. Like if
Yeah.
it's not being used.
Yeah.
Can anybody make it? I can see somebody just trying to work that system somehow. Just use my
I'm
outdoor
just saying
spigot.
personally, from a standpoint that has already an irrigation system in, I would be hard pressed to put in another meter if I was gonna have to pay a capital charge for that meter. Like, I wouldn't do it. Even now, the only reason I'm dragging my feet is because I'm perfectly content not doing anything right this current moment, but I know my parents have a second meter and they love having a second meter. So I just feel like couple thoughts, like, can we only allow an extra meter, or can we allow? I just feel like it's an administrative nightmare if we allow both of them. Like, how do we, I feel like if it's a new build or a new irrigation system, can we, they have to have a printer. They're not gonna get a credit for any new irrigation.
Well, I like that thought
Uh-huh.
process. Then you're like grandfathering everybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's a lot of putting in an irrigation system, now, but
Well, and the grandfather could be anybody that's used the sprinkler credit in the last
Yeah.
5 years is included in that.
Yeah, and if they go to an irrigation system, then
Because we have people that use the sprinkler credit because they have gardens and stuff.
yeah,
And like one person came in and got a meter and they replumbed all their outside spigots to go through that meter. So they don't have a sprinkler system, but so they're only paying for water because all that water is used in their yard. So they don't have to pay for wastewater. So that's the thought process. Well, that's
why we have this
I got everybody
sprinkler credit, because it
kind
kind
of
of removes
opinion.
that wastewater.
So-
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a sprinkling system. Can't afford one because I got a dog. You know what I mean? But, we do
There's
have
so
a
much
garden.
truth in that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But we do water the garden and I do try to save my brown grass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So,
Well, that gives us some. I mean, we just wanted to kind of feel you
Okay.
out until we get to that point. I will send out some dates because I don't think we have the budget 101 scheduled. And Charlie was supposed to call me back, and he couldn't get back out of his meeting until we started. So he just sent me an email and said
Yeah,
he'll get some dates. We'll send out.
you need to do that
what month will that be in?
Usually June.
like next week.
Next
No.
week.
We usually do it around June. I believe,
June is preferable.
to keep us in. Usually, that day we're here a day.
We need time.
So I'll send some out once he gets them to me.
We'll be in the Virgin Islands.
I mean, that sounds terrible.
Sounds
You can
rough.
join via Zoom.
We'll
like
send you a
what you
Teams
did.
link.
Yeah, definitely.
We just don't want to see you
I
in
feel
your
like we
speed
did
up.
it.
Black, and I got flip flops going on.
We've gone off the rails.
Yeah, it's getting bad.
Sorry, it's getting
It
late.
started, I just had.
Tim going, and we're in trouble.
But yeah, they'll be here through the end of the week, and then for BSNA, and then next week they'll be remote. They added another week. Everything seems to be going well. There was
Good.
in true Shipshewana fashion, it wasn't easy. Wasn't as easy as they thought it would be. But everything has gone well, and we see the light. So more to come.
Awesome. Anything else?
Not anything we have to.
This
go
is like the
over here.
meeting that's going on forever tonight, isn't it?
Which is fine.
Usually we are.
Yeah.
But
it's a
then
good
I
thing
was
it's
like,
cold. I'm not riding my
I was
bike.
like, oh, he told his wife he's going home early, so let me fix that.
So I know, yeah.
Do you have anything?
No.
We passed an ordinance.
That's right. You did.
Need a motion.
Motion to suspend the rules for second reading on all ordinances and resolutions passed tonight.
Second.
You need something else?
No, I'm sorry. I'm just.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Whitney.
I
Okay, we heard her. Tim
Aye.
Nick.
Aye.
and I. Okay. You sure you didn't have anything else?
No, I don't.
No.
I'm good.
All
I
right.
had a brain
Yes,
malfunction.
Catherine.
You said that you're having difficulties about what to do about the alcoholism. Well, I had this once. Why, and I know that we had to go to the ordinance way back to pull it for Shipshewana. Okay, I'm throwing this out. Now we have Interstate 20. And it's going from Ohio to us and then Illinois or the other way around. Okay, LaGrange has alcohol. You go to us, we're going to have a new gas station on 5 and 20. I don't know what they're gonna do. And then you go to a little bit farther and you're in Elkhart County and there is a lounge that are alcohol lounge, and then you go a little bit farther from that, and then there's an alcohol selling at a gas station. I just wanted to let you know that I think if you're gonna really like that, you're gonna have, bless your hearts, you're gonna have to decide whether Shipshewana is gonna have it, or if she's not gonna have it, or whatever, because of the interstate.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a discussion we're gonna have on the
Well, you're having that schedule.
marijuana.
in your
Yeah.
Discussion. I don't care one way or the other. What you decide will be, to me, what Shipshewana decides in the point. But I thought I'd let you know, because with 20 at the time, we were fighting so hard for Dollar General Market,
Mhm.
which is not that. It's just variety and a little grocery store. We didn't have Interstate 20 done, but now we do. And it's something with the truckers go.
Yep.
And,
It's
you
gonna
know,
get bigger.
yeah,
It is.
and
It is.
like Mr. Moon said, with the different states, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I worked in retail and, okay, if you want it here, go to Michigan.
Yeah.
And, you know, so,
Well, we're trying to keep our finger on the pulse of that and pay attention.
well,
So
yeah, that's just what I'm saying.
I appreciate your
Just
input.
keep your pulse.
Yep. We appreciate your input. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Oh, second.
I think you should be able to say.
Oh my goodness. I mean I can. I'll explain that in a minute. Whitney,